Hi, this is Mary Beth. I wanted to show you my latest work. I started out making rattles as pods. I want to make some rattles. This is a heart box. Well, I'm going to open it. I am going to line this with a clear liner glaze, which will be also in a matte finish. And that way it will be food safe. Then I made some special molds. And these are the first 4 heart rattles that I made. These are a size small. These are the medium. These have a burlap texture. This is a pod. I did the texture on this one with a seashell. The edge of a seashell. And then I put multiple holes in this one just to add a little to the design of the pod. I have 4 of these. These are the dragon skin texture rattles. This is a large round. Well, it's not totally round. It's not a sphere. So it's a circular round, but then these are made by making a volume, which means that I had a bisque mold, and I put the raw clay into the bisque mold. I textured the slab first, and then I made 2 parts, and then you have to do a lot of knitting through here and go back and forth, cross-hatching it to join the 2 parts, and then add a coil. Then I go back in, and most of the time I retexture this. Sometimes these are signed. Sometimes I leave where I joined. Sometimes I smooth it out. Here I left it not totally smooth. I paddled this after I joined it. So it's not totally smooth there, but these are the 2 large heart rattles. I also have here 3 coasters. This is a small business card holder, or you could use it for holding your phone. And this one was just one of my first attempts, and this one did have a small crack on the slab, which doesn't really affect the functionality of this. You're not going to put water in it. So that one's probably one I'll keep. It's the slab cracked on this, even though it's a very durable raku clay. I used Sold 860 on most of this because I was twisting and scrolling the slab. So that's why that crack happened. It wasn't crazy about that being done. Okay, this is a little rose pendant. And then here I have a sun. I'm going to go back through everything. I'm going to shake the rattle so you can hear them make noise. I'm going to feature all of these in my Etsy shop. And it's Healing Gems. So you go to etsy.com/shop/ Healing Gem, HEALINGEM, and that's where I'll be able to purchase these. So here is the first one I made, one of the very first ones. This texture and the texture of these 3 rattles was all, and this one as well. All of these pods were made using a cactus. In these, I rolled the cactus over a slab, and the holes in the cactus made this texture. On this one, I used the ends of the cactus, and then I made some additional lines with some sculpting tools. This one did crack, but the cracks do not as I folded it over. The clay was very dry and it had some cracks, but it just adds more surface texture. It did not go all the way through to the slab, so it's not considered a defect. But this one has an incredibly great noise. Now you may want to close your eyes when I shake these rattles because they're going to really be moving around the screen. I don't want to make you guys nauseous. So if you have problems with motion sickness, be forewarned. Okay, this rattle I've got listed for $15. The long pod, the long twisted pod, is $18. I'm going to shake this for you now. All these prices are plus shipping. Shipping is going to vary from $8 to $14 depending on what size box I can put it in. If you order multiple items, your shipping could run as high as $19. I'm shipping these USPS. And this is for domestic shipping to the United States. I will ship these to foreign countries if you want one. But your shipping will be higher. I only put 2 or 3 rattle balls in these, and whenever I made the heart rattles later, by the time I made these, I really had the sound down, and I put about 15 rattle balls in those, and they have a different sound. But these still sound nice. These are small. My hands are large. I wear a size large glove, and those are actually a little bit tight on me. Well, this one only has a couple balls in it that move, but it still has a nice little rattle sound. So the price on these 3 will be $12 each. Now we're going to shift to the small hearts. I made this texture with a texture roller that I made myself many years ago, and these lines are made with the end of the open tubed roller. So just press that into the clay after I had formed it and made my volume and smoothed my seams. And then I also went back over the seams and rolled the texture onto the seams. These are made with the Sold 860 raku clay. This is rattle 1. These small rattles, the small heart rattles, I'm asking $15 each for. It's rattle number 2. Rattle number 3. Same texture, but I pushed this little heart-shaped stamp, a ceramic stamp that I had made myself. Push that into the clay while it was leather hard after I've made the volume. Now I make my little ceramic rattle balls. They're like little beads that you make, but they don't have holes in them. And they're made out of the same ceramic clay that you see on the outside of the rattle. This is rattle 4. Now the outside of these rattles, these are, as you can see, a matte finish. The cream color here is raw clay. This is Amaco Velvets. These are non-toxic underglazes made for bisque. Bisque is when we do the first firing, normally to cone 06, which is a little over 1,000 degrees. We've already changed it to ceramic material. But I make these a little different way. I actually go all the way up to cone 5 before they're glazed, and then I put the velvet underglaze, the Amaco Velvet Underglaze, on the rattles and refire to 06. The reason I do that is because I get a much more vivid color at cone 06 than I do at cone 5, and because this is a cone 10 clay, it's not totally vitrified, Vitrified means that the clay body has shrunk. It's more for lack of absorption for dinnerware. Well, I've left these an open enough body that they will accept the glaze. They will also accept aromatherapy oils, which is another added bonus of my using this particular clay, because they've shrunk enough and they're hard enough because they've gone up to 2100 degrees to be sturdy. Much sturdier than low fire would be. Much sturdier than raku would be. But they're porous enough to accept aromatherapy oils, which I think is a nice feature. This is a pod. I love the shape of this pod. I do not love the sound, and you don't know until these rattles are fired what they will sound like. It's a lot of guessing and experimentation, as with most ceramics. This texture I did with the edge of a seashell, and I just love. This was a pinch pot, and I just covered it over with another piece of a slab, and all the texturing on this was done after it became a volume. So I'm going to shake this one and you can hear. This one is going to be $15. Here we go. So it's a deeper sound. It's not necessarily a bad sound. It does still rattle, but to me, not as beautiful a sound as most of the rattles. These are the medium size. These, I have 3 rattles here with a burlap texture done with the Amaco. This is rattle number 1. Rattle number 2. You can tell that by now I've kind of figured out how to make a pretty good sound with these. Oh, this one's really nice. Rattle number 3. So the medium rattles, the hearts, are $20. Gonna move on. These, I made 4 of these, and oh my goodness, they came out so great. This is a lace. This was a crocheted lace. I had bought this at an antique dealer in Quartzsite. My good friend Tom Brown. Down, he sells rocks too, but now at this point, I figured out that I would leave the place where I joined them after I put the coil on untextured, and I would sign and date them right there. The other rattles I made are not signed, but I will do that for you before I send them out. Well, these just came out gorgeous. Price on these is also $20. Price on this is $20. So all of these are also done with the Amaco Velvets. This is yellow, orange, and red. Oh, you may hear my kitty cat. She's decided to come in. This is cinnamon. This one has a little bit higher pitch to it. Rattle number 3. This one sounds wonderful. And so you can see that even though I put about the same amount of rattle balls in each one, they sound a little different. Each one has a different pitch. It depends on the thickness of the clay wall of the slab and how much of a coil I put here on the outside and the exact size. I try and do a little bit different sizes of the balls of clay that are inside here, and those take quite a bit of time to make as well. Now moving on, these are really large. This one I left the coil on and I textured it. I used a placemat and I just love this placemat texture. I also use the same placemat to texture the business card holder. So here's the larger rattles have a different sound. Those little clay balls just have more of a place to move around. I just love the way the Amaco Velvets came out on these. There again, your raw clay body. Because I wipe this off with a sponge. I only use one coat and then I wipe it down with a sponge. These heart rattles, the large heart rattles I have at $28. This one is a little bit smaller, so I'll do this one for $25. It has red on this side. This side is blue and green. Beautiful, beautiful sound. And here again, I've just used that burlap to texture this. Here's the heart box. I'm going to glaze the inside of this so it'll be food safe. The heart box will be $30. It is signed. I'm going to hold this in my hand so you can get an idea of size. Here's the back. This one is also signed and dated. These are coasters. Coasters are $5. These two I made with the Amaco Underglazes. Now I only fired these to cone 3. This was a MR5 Laguna clay. This is what the back side of the clay looked like. And this was some of the very early pieces I made. The coasters are, however, very flat. I managed to get them very flat. This was what I was going for. This is jiggleware. This was made with mason stains and porcelain. The porcelain did not want to stick onto the MR5. All the others peeled. I think I made 6. But you can see the lovely swirl design. I used a teal and a mazurite blue and a white porcelain slip. And did this when it was in the greenware state. And before it was even leather hard. So this one I got to come out, and I hope to do more jiggleware in the future, because what you do is I just used a ketchup bottle that I'm never going to use for food. I just bought these at the dollar store for $1 a piece, and filled it with my slip, and then I just squirted it out, and then I turned this until it had what I wanted on it. A lot of fun to make. These are $5 each. Here is the business card holder. This one has a blemish, so I probably will not sell this. But didn't the colors come out gorgeous on this? So if you order this, I will make another one. I was thinking about signing these here, but so you won't be getting this exact one if you order this. And it may take me a little while to make it, a week or two. But I thought I will leave this way so that I can do my signature and my date, because or I can wipe away some of the texture on the bottom and sign and date them here. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments section. But I just love, you see all the crackling that raku glaze did? Get this up closer. You see the cracking? The clay slab was getting quite dry by the time I tried to roll it up into a scroll, and that's why it cracked here. But I loved, and I probably should have just stuck a little piece of clay in there, but I didn't notice it until after it was completely bisque fired. Sometimes that happens. But I just love the way that this added that little extra bit of texture. Really, it's part of the fun of doing ceramics. You never quite know what you're going to get. This is a pendant. This came out gorgeous. I love it. This is your smooth, just like the dragon skin lace. I will sign the back of this. This could be a pendant, it could be a wall hanging. It's, it's a cone tin clay. So it's a very open body. This could also be used for aromatherapy. Put a couple drops, your favorite aromatherapy oil on this. This pendant is $6. The phone, I'll send you a perfect one, of course. The phone or a business card holder, this is going to be $16. And I'm having a little bit of a warpage problem in here, but I figured out I have some things that little pouches that I've made that I put dry rice or sand or cat litter in and make them as weights for when things like this are trying to dry and to prevent warping. And so I'm going to do that with the future ones I make of these. And I think that will prevent the warping and hopefully keep it in one piece so that it's fine as a business card holder, but if you're using it for your phone, the phone is not perfectly level. If you're an obsessive person like me, you like things to be level. This is cute. This is $4. This is a little face made with a commercial mold. I did enhance it. I added the nostrils. I added the ruffles. I first tried to do the Amaco glazes with this brown that you're seeing here. This was a stain I tried and I was not happy with the results. It was a Mako stain. I was not happy with the results. So I went back over it with Amaco Underglaze and I still didn't like the results. So I got some yellow and I went back over it again with the yellow and now I like it more. So this one's been in the kiln 3 times. Thank you so much. And I look forward to reading all your comments. I hope that the camera was not too shaky for you. And I really have fun making these, and I know that when they find their proper homes, that they're going to really be enjoyed by the people who have them. Have a nice night. Talk to you soon. Bye.